There has been a flurry of geopolitical developments over the last few weeks, including a major foreign aid bill approved by Congress, visits by two high-profile cabinet members to China, the ongoing elections in India, disruptions to global shipping channels, and much more. But the development that has made the biggest headlines here at home, and the one that may turn your kids into foreign policy experts, is President Biden signing into law a bill that requires the popular short video app TikTok to be sold by its Chinese parent company or be banned in the United States next year. As my own teenager said, can they really do that? Meanwhile, the Fed may have held interest rates steady for the sixth straight meeting this week, but central banks around the world are sending signals that they may no longer be looking to the Fed to set the path forward. Several central banks are poised to begin cutting interest rates before the Fed starts doing so. So what are the implications of all these developments on the U.S. economy and inflation? And what does it mean for investors interested in opportunities overseas? Welcome to Washington Wise, a podcast for investors from Charles Schwab. I'm your host, Mike Townsend, and on this show, our goal is to cut through the noise and confusion of the nation's capital and help investors figure out what's really worth paying attention to. In just a few minutes, I'm going to welcome back to the podcast Jeff Kleintop, Schwab's chief global investment strategist, to break down what's going on around the world and how it impacts the U.S., and to get the real answer to whether TikTok could actually be banned. But first, here are 3 things to know about what's going on in Washington right now. First, after 6 months of twists and turns, last week President Biden signed into law a $95 billion foreign aid package that seemed dead in the water several times along the way. The final bill includes more than $60 billion in aid for Ukraine, more than $26 billion for Israel, including money for humanitarian aid for civilian victims in Gaza, and about $8 billion for Taiwan and other Asia-Pacific allies to combat Chinese aggression in the region. And the package includes the TikTok divest or ban language. In the end, it all passed with significant bipartisan majorities. But the path to get there was rocky because of internal divisions among Republicans in the House of Representatives. House Speaker Mike Johnson broke the package into pieces so that members could vote on each part separately. The long-standing unofficial rule for House Republicans has been not to bring a bill to a vote unless it has the support of the majority of the majority. The Ukraine aid bill did not have that level of support, but Speaker Johnson brought it forward anyway. Just 100 Republicans supported it, while 112 opposed it. But all 211 Democrats voted for it, giving it a convincing win, even though it angered many in Johnson's party. Johnson may pay for this transgression with his job, as Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia has made it clear that she will force votes on her motion to oust Johnson from the speakership. It's likely that Democrats will provide the necessary votes to keep Johnson in his job, preferring a known quantity to an unknown potential successor. But it all makes for an uncomfortable and odd balance in the dysfunctional House that will last right through this fall's election. More broadly, in the span of about 6 weeks, from early March to late April, Congress managed to get its act together, enough to pass all 12 appropriations bills to fund the